155 seats. And then I've got a two-class configuration with a very elegant business first in about a 555-seat configuration.
My main concern at this point in time would be airport infrastructure in India, and whether the airport infrastructure can handle that kind of passenger density per flight. But yes, absolutely, you know, the 380 with 800 plus seats is certainly an option. When's the first one going to fly?
We will have the first flight of this airplane before the end of April. And
Wow.
we'll be doing route proving. I'll make a point of bringing it to India. We will do route proving over the next 12 months. It'll fly to New Delhi.
Great.
Bombay.
Brilliant.
As the negotiations get more sensitive, the doors are closed. But after 2 hours of talks, the cameras are allowed back in, and at last there's a signature.
There we go.
Unfortunately, it's for an Airbus corporate jet, the second smallest plane the company makes.
Well, that was a busy day. The interesting thing about the day is the fact that we came to sell an 865-passenger airplane and sold an 8-passenger airplane. You know? It's part of the game. I guess it is part of the game. You got to start somewhere. But it may be an uphill battle. I may have to start with selling him a corporate jet, but he will one day buy an A380, and it will change the face of Indian aviation.
Back in Toulouse, there's an important milestone. The time has come for the engineers to down tools and hand the plane over to the test flight team. With the pilots being the first customers, and with their safety at stake, it's essential that they are happy. Flight test director Fernando Alonso is taking the chance to look around the plane to check that nothing has been missed in the final push.
Like always, at the end there's a big rush. We'll get very excited, but at some point in time you need to take a decision. Okay, now stop, it's over, and we take it over, because otherwise it will just go on forever and ever. So.
The plane is equipped with everything needed for the testing to come, including these water tanks that will simulate the weight of hundreds of passengers. But in the rush to get the plane ready, it appears that something's been overlooked. The cabin lights are not working.
Cabin illumination is switched off.
No.
So we have no possibility to switch the cabin illumination.
I need the lights.
The cabin lights
need to have them on.
to be okay. We have been having handover meetings for the past 2 weeks. Right. Nobody ever said that the cabin lighting was not working. Nobody ever mentioned the limitations. Nothing was said about lighting. So now we put on the breakers. If something burns, it will burn.
With Fernando's words ringing in their ears, the engineers get to work. And in no time, the lights are on. Immediately the mood changes, and the plane can officially be handed over.
I've got the keys to the plane.
And I've got the registration.
For Gérard Desbois, it's just like taking delivery of a new car.
On a une tradition en France. Par exemple, un concessionnaire.
We have a tradition here in France. If you buy a new car, the dealer throws in a bunch of flowers for your wife. Here you can see we have a beautiful bunch of flowers hand-picked by the engineers from the side of the runway. So we've kept up a marvelous French tradition.
At last, the A380 is towed across the airfield, leaving the factory where it was assembled behind. It's a journey of only a couple of miles, but it signifies the beginning of its new life at the flight test department, where the pilots are based. Quite a crowd has turned out, and the question on everyone's lips is how long will it be till the plane flies? Previous aircraft have taken about a fortnight from this stage, but Fernando Alonso won't be pinned down to a specific date just yet.
I really do not want to be under the pressure of saying it's 10 days or 2 weeks. I don't know. It'll be when it'll be. And nobody is keener and more eager to fly than we are. So I think you just have to rely that as soon as we feel that the airplane's ready, we will fly.
In their time, these guys have test flown everything from airliners to jet fighters. But this is their biggest challenge. With an average of 18 years at Airbus, though, they have the experience needed to do the job. On previous programs, they've performed takeoffs with runways flooded with tons of water. They've deliberately scraped the fuselage along the ground during takeoff. And they've flown aircraft to Siberia to test them at 50 degrees below zero. Plus, of course, they've thrown passenger planes around in the sky in the most extreme maneuvers. For Airbus Chief Test Pilot Jacques Rosé, it's a challenging but satisfying job.
It's something which is rather demanding. It asks you to be at your best level permanently, because you cannot cheat. You are really flying in real conditions, and it's something which is stimulating, I would say.
Within the next 12 months, Jacques and his team will be doing maneuvers like this in an A380. But all that depends on getting the plane working and into the air for the very first time. The first step is to troubleshoot the aircraft, to make sure that they are familiar with all the systems and that everything is working properly.
So that's a cup hole. Where's the ashtray?
No, there's no ashtray these days.
And what about my chewing gum?
Well, if there's no ashtray, you just have to stick it under the seat. Okay, we ready to go?
Okay, let's go.
Can you take off the parking brake and try the brakes?
Okay, parking brake off.
And ease off the pedal. There you go.